5 creepy, true online dating horror stories. They say love can be found anywhere, even online. But in the dark corners of dating apps, where swipes replace real emotion and faces blur into lies, something sinister hides behind the screen. Thousands of people disappear every year after meeting someone online, and while most of us scroll without fear, a few have stories that will make you question whether love, or something darker, is waiting for you on the other side of that match notification. Tonight, we're diving into 5 true online dating horror stories, told by the people who barely made it out alive. Some of these encounters ended in trauma, some in death, and one of them might still be happening. This is 5 creepy true online dating horror stories. The date who wasn't real. Lena, a 27-year-old grad student, met a man named Evan on Hinge. His profile looked safe. Pictures of him hiking, smiling with a dog, and volunteering at a food bank. He seemed kind, normal. For 3 weeks, they texted every day. He always asked about her studies, her favorite coffee, her plans. He never crossed a line. It felt refreshingly genuine. When he suggested dinner, she agreed. He picked a small, cozy restaurant close to her apartment. He texted, "I got us a table in the back," but when she arrived, she froze. There was no one who looked like Evan's photos. She texted him, "I'm here, can't see you." No reply. Then another message came in. "I see you, though. That red dress looks beautiful on you." Her skin went cold. She scanned the restaurant. Nobody was on their phone. Nobody was staring at her. Another text buzzed. "Smile for me." Her body locked up. She turned toward the large window by the street and saw a reflection. Someone standing outside, hood up, watching her. She ran out through the back exit and sprinted home. Her phone lit up again. "You're faster than I thought." "I like that." She called the police, shaking, but there wasn't much they could do. The number was untraceable. A week later, she got a package at her door. No return address. Inside was a photo, taken through her apartment window. She was asleep. She moved the next month. The basement room. Tyler was a quiet guy, a mechanic who mostly kept to himself. When he met Jasmine on Bumble, she seemed like a good match, funny, outgoing, always smiling in her pictures. They chatted for a week before she invited him over for movie night. She said she lived with 2 roommates, both night shift nurses. When he arrived, she greeted him warmly, but the first thing he noticed was how dark the house felt. Curtains closed, air heavy with a strange smell, like bleach and mildew. They went down to the basement, where she had set up a projector. There were no windows, just concrete walls and 2 padlocked doors. Halfway through the movie, Tyler noticed the faint sound of movement. Not footsteps, more like shuffling. He asked about the locked doors. She smiled nervously. "My roommates," she said again. Later, while pretending to go to the bathroom, he tried one of the locks. The handle was warm, and from the other side, someone whispered, "Please, help me." He froze. He ran upstairs, muttered something about forgetting his wallet in the car, and bolted to his truck. He didn't look back. The next day, Jasmine's Bumble account was gone. A week later, he saw a local news report. Police found 2 missing men chained in a suburban basement. The address? Jasmine's house. She was never caught. The girl in the photo booth. Marcus was 24 when he met Emily on Tinder. She seemed spontaneous, always smiling in her photos, always at some vintage spot or cafe. They clicked instantly. She loved photography and suggested they meet at the local mall, near an old photo booth. When Marcus showed up, she was already there. Black hair, green eyes, perfect smile. They took a few pictures together. She laughed softly and said, "It's important to capture first moments." They talked for an hour, then said goodbye. 2 days later, Marcus went to print the photos. The clerk handed them back hesitantly. "There's something wrong," he said. In the printed strip, Marcus was alone in every photo. No Emily. He thought it was a glitch, so he checked his camera roll. She was there, sitting beside him. Confused, he went back to the mall security office. He asked if they could review footage from the day. The guard looked through it carefully and said, "You came in alone, son?" He watched the footage, him laughing, talking, gesturing to nobody. That night, Marcus tried texting her. The number was disconnected. He checked her Tinder profile. It was gone. Weeks later, while driving past the mall, he saw the photo booth being removed. When workers opened it, they found dozens of undeveloped photo strips, all showing different men sitting with the same dark-haired woman, who never appeared on film. The man in the profile picture. Jessica had been using dating apps for years without issues. When she matched with a guy named Cole, he seemed refreshingly honest. Said he was new in town, worked at a local auto shop, and just wanted to meet new people. They talked nightly. She noticed, though, that he always dodged video calls, saying his camera was broken. One night, she stumbled across a missing persons post on Facebook. The photo stopped her cold. It was Cole. Same smile, same jacket. The man had been missing for 3 months. She messaged the account asking if this was the same person. A woman replied, "That's my brother. He's still missing." Jessica's hands shook as she texted Cole, "Why is there a missing person post with your photo?" "Instantly," he replied. "You shouldn't have looked that up." Then, a knock on her apartment door. 3 slow taps. When she looked through the peephole, no one. But a folded note had been slipped underneath. It said, "You found me." She moved out that night. Months later, she saw another missing person alert. This time, a woman from her city. Same dating app. Same username, Cole29. The house in the woods. Ryan was recently divorced when he met Nora on Tinder. She lived outside the city, near a forested area, and loved the quiet life. Her pictures showed a cabin, a dog, coffee by the window. It looked peaceful, healing. They talked for 2 months before she invited him to visit. "You could use a weekend away," she said. He drove 3 hours into the countryside. The cabin was real, beautiful even, but there was something strange about it. No cell phone signal, no internet. Just the sound of the wind through the trees. Nora was kind, soft-spoken, but her eyes didn't quite match her smile. As they drank wine by the fireplace, Ryan noticed old framed photos on the wall. Each one showed Nora with a different man, all smiling beside her in that same living room. When he asked about them, she said quietly, "They all loved me once." Later that night, he woke to the sound of footsteps outside his room. Slow, heavy. He called out, no answer. When he stepped into the hallway, the front door was open. Her car was gone. He turned toward the mantel. Every photo was gone, except one. A new frame sat there. It was a picture of him, smiling beside Nora. He hadn't taken it. The next morning, he ran until he found cell service. When police checked the cabin, it was abandoned. No sign of Nora, no sign of the photos, but under the floorboards, they found several ID cards belonging to missing men. Her name wasn't Nora. It was Elaine Morris, wanted in 3 states for luring victims through dating apps. Online dating connects millions of people every day. But behind every smiling profile could be a predator, a liar, or something much darker. Technology makes love convenient, but it also makes danger invisible. If you ever meet someone online, remember, you're not just giving them your attention, you're giving them a map to your life. Stay safe out there. Thanks for watching. If you've had a strange or terrifying experience meeting someone online, you can share it by email. Maybe your story will appear in a future video. If you watched to this level, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon for more dark, thought-provoking stories that dig deep into the human soul.